So I'm going to start all over from the beginning, show you how to create a new project. All you need to do is to click on new like this. Click on new, you give it a name, and then you give the description of the project, and then you can probably write a note. Then you have to select the measurement type. Should be in English, in metric rather. English is imperial units like feet, inches, and all that. So when you click on next, then you select, you must have a PDF or the file should be in DWG, which is AutoCAD format. So I have this in PDF and it's on my desktop based on the directory, as you can see. I'll click on next. Okay, sorry. I'm always making this mistake. I have to check it or else it won't upload. It won't import. And click next, then click on finish. So wait for it to actually load. So I'm also going to import an architectural plan, although the plan is not for the same building as that of the structure. I was trying to look for some jobs that has both the structure, the architecture, and the MIE, but I could not lay my hands on it this morning. But I will find a way to get that. So we are here. You can see this, all what you see at the left hand side of my screen are the lists of the pages. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So this entire design is in 17 pages. So and by the right hand corner of my screen at the top here, you will see the template. Now this template, we actually imported it into the Planswift. It doesn't come with the Planswift. So this template, we are the one who created this template. So you go to the page you want to actually work on. You know, this is just the cover page. This is just the general notes. Then this is the foundation layout of the particular building that we are working on. And then if you look at this from your home tab, we actually talked about how to actually zoom. All you need to do is just to highlight some point. If I click on it, I can just simply highlight wherever I want to zoom, and I can use my mouse to hover about, zoom in and zoom out. I can actually use the pan to move this, to centralize it however I want. I can use the fit page, it will now fit into the page accurately. Then I can use this to zoom in and out. If I keep clicking on the plus, it will keep zooming in, and then if I click on the minus, it shrinks it. Now like I said, the first thing you do is to scale your drawing. Now this is where we had issues that day. The scaling of the drawing is very important, that you scale in meters, because if you scale it in millimeters, you are going to be having a lot of issues. That is why we were having values that were not corresponding to what we want. So those values were correct, but they were in millimeters. So to get them in meters, you have to divide, because 1000 millimeters makes 1 meter. So when you have meter square, like a square meter, that means you are going to multiply 1000 times another 1000 in order for you to be able to divide it, and then it will bring it back to meters for us. So for me to scale this now, all I need to do is just to click on my scale. But before that, there are some very important settings we need to know as well. If you come under these settings here, it will bring you to this place where you see the data storage. Now every data is going to be stored here automatically. Then if you come to the general notes, there are some little settings you can do here as regards to the language you can see is in English language. Then the unit is actually in meters. That is in metric units, which is in meters. And then language here is in English. We have metric here. Then default currency. If you check the list, I'm not sure you will see cedis. You not see cedis, so you can leave it in the dollar, but you can just assume in your head that this cedis is dollars and this dollars is cedis, because you know it's not like an African this thing. But probably in their updates, as they keep updating, they will most likely factor all of these things in gradually as we go. Now this is another very important aspect. These are hotkeys. What it means is that they are shortcut keys. These are the shortcut keys. If you hold on F7, it is actually going to zoom to fit. If you hold on F10, it's actually going to zoom previously. Sorry, this is going to zoom. Then you can escape to bring it back to previous. You can scroll up. Now this is up. You can scroll up by pressing E. You can actually scroll down by pressing D. Then you can scroll left by pressing S. Then you can scroll right by pressing F. Sorry, let me go back to those hotkeys I made it. So this is basically where they are. Your E is up, your D is down, your S is left, and your F is actually right. That is basically what it's talking about. And then this is your magnifier, which is M. And then to create a bookmark is B. To search for bookmark, we will probably use some of these shortcut keys in order for you to see how they function. You can toggle the Jagger snapper and all of that. So you can learn these shortcut keys in order to make your work way more easier and faster. And then this is another shortcut keys for a new area, for new linear. You know, we have the area tool. Those tools are tools for taking off. We have taking off tools. The taking off tools, like if you come here, I will show you. These are the basic taking off tools, like this area, linear, segment, count. It helps you to do your takeoff. Good. So if we come back to our settings, so these are the shortcut keys. If you want to take off for an area, probably you want to know the area for the tiles, you can just press 1, normal 1 in your keyboard. For your linear, you want to know like the length of the block work, you can press 2. For segment, you press 3. For count, like you want to count the number of columns that are in the building, or maybe number of windows or number of doors, you can actually press 4. So you can see these are very good shortcut keys to make your work way more easier and faster. Then you can actually start or stop a point recording by pressing R. New section, press N. Now this area, I'm going to explain that to you way more better by the time we start the work proper. I believe you are seeing my screen.
Okay.
Okay. Do you use glasses?
No.
Okay, fine. So if we come back here now, since we already have our templates, so it's going to be way more easier and faster for us to actually work with. Now it's important to always scale your drawing, or else you will not be able to do anything in Planswift without you scaling it. So for us to scale, all we need to do is to click on scale. Once we click on scale, we'll check what is the dimension here. This is 4,275. So all I need to do is to type 4.275. So it's in meters. And then I will click on OK. Then I will zoom to take that point. Now you can see it is very interactive. It says click first point of dimension for scaling. So this is my first point, and then it will tell me I should pick the end point. This is my end point. So all I need to do is just to click here. Once I click here, it has already scaled this particular drawing for me.
Okay.
Yes. So all I need to do is I can probably check the dimension for this by just clicking. If I click first point, click second point, I can confirm the dimension. So this is 4.275.
Okay.
Now in that settings, there are some things I did not show you. For example, if you come to your settings, you can change the text height, you can change the text type, you can change all of those informations from there. If you come back from here now, let me do that. So if you come under your annotations, you can see default label settings, default notes settings, default dimension settings. So all those settings, you can change the text height just like the way you do in your Microsoft Word. Text type, text height, and all of that. So even your takeoff tools, you can actually do some adjustment on your takeoff tools. Some of the common takeoff tools, like you can see, you can change the size. That's the point size. You can see the point size. If I keep adjusting it, it will increase by the time we are trying to do our takeoff. Instead of it looking very tiny and all of that, you can actually do all those adjustments from here. So you can see for your area too, if you can increase the size. So for linear, we can also increase the size, for segment, for count, and for node. So these are very, very important settings that one should do in order for you to configure your Planswift to look exactly just the way you want it. If you are familiar with AutoCAD, just like AutoCAD environment, you can set it to suit however you want every of your job to be. So that is how it is. So we can come back to our drawing here. Now we have been able to rescale this drawing. Now we know that our drawing is actually very well scaled. Now the scaling, you can see it has a drop down menu. You can go.
With that, can I ask some question? Yesterday I saw some video.
Okay.
As you with this one, then the tutor went to the scale on the drawing itself, and then he picked it from here. And sometimes when they're doing drawing, you have to give it the scale of the drawing.
Yes, you are right. For example, now there are some designs that use maybe 1:100. But the truth is, most of the designs we do now,
And how to scale.
they are not drawn to scale. For example, like this one now could be drawn to scale, but let me show you one aspect that will not be drawn to scale in most cases sometimes. Because sometimes you will see, oh, this thing is too large.
Is it because of the settings? Or?
It's the text height. You can see it's following me, it's large. So let me take it to 50, no, or 10. 10 is too large.
3 or 4.
Or 2 safe. Even 2 is too large. Let's go to 1. It's okay now. Okay? So this is how to rescale. So let me go back to the settings here and reset it. I will answer that question. I will. Let me just reset this back. I will send it back to 1 by 1, all of them. So this is where to adjust all of that. You can adjust them from here. Dimension settings. take it to 1. Right, come back to our drawing. Even this one is supposed to be 1. To 1. Better. All right. So when it comes to that scale, for example, now you see like this one that shows the cross section of the pile foundation. This is pile foundation. I don't know, Ghana, is your soil very stable?
Yeah, very stable.
Okay. Like in Nigeria now, most part of Nigeria we have a stable soil, but part of Lagos the soil is very bad. So like the island, most of the building in island are pile on pile foundation, or sometimes rafts, but they are mostly pile. So this cross section now, for example, you realize if we are to measure this, it's not going to be to scale. So because most times we use templates that are already existing, you just copy and paste, then change the information, make it look like what you have here on the building. So that's basically the reason why sometimes those scaling using this may not work.
Okay. I get it.
That's why it may not work sometimes. But the main plan itself is drawn to scale. Like all these, they are drawn to scale. But this part, this what they call it, pile cap. This is a pile cap. I'm sure it's not to scale. But the walls, they are drawn to scale. I'm speaking from experience because I do structural designs a lot. So all this detailing, by the time you want to do it, you want to draw it to scale, it will take you a very long time, and most of the clients are not ready to pay you for your service. So you can't invest all your time on their drawings like that. So that is the reason why it's like that. I don't know if that question has been answered.
Okay.
So we have been able to trash the scale, the dimension. Now if you come to your area, this one, what it does is for you to just, like the name implies, single click. So if you just click single, I don't always like to use it. If you click on single, like when you click here now, it's supposed to give you the area of this particular room. You understand? But you can see sometimes it doesn't give you very accurate information. So it's better you use this particular type of area to know. You can use price per square meter. Price per square meter in the case where you want to take off for like tiles or with other finishing like terrazzo. You can do price per square meter, or interlocking. It's in square meter, I guess.
Yeah.
Or flooring, they are all in square meters. Then volume in cubic meter, like your slab. Definitely you do volume in cubic meter. So we'll demonstrate some of them so that you see how to make use of it. The metric roof is to know this one you provide, you have to even state the pitch height and all of that. Then the grid tool, we are also going to demonstrate it. Then we have the joist tool. So but this single click, me personally, I don't like to use it. All you need to do is just to click on that particular
Once.
yes, and then it will capture the area, but most times it doesn't give you very accurate information. It's better you draw it manually. So this one will
You know
help
the
you.
area is the exact area
Yes,
that
this
you want.
one will help you to draw, to trace around the area you want.
Okay.
So if I click on price per square meter now you realize that a menu is going to pop up for me. But it's important you make use of the template. I will always make emphasis. You know, this one comes default from the software itself. But if you are going to use the template, all you need to do is to come down to your template, click on this building works, because we are dealing on building right now. You can go to your you can go to finishes, Abby. Let's go to finishes, go to floor finishes. Are you seeing it?
I've seen it. Yes, I'm
Come to finishes, come to floor finishes. So we can use the internal finishes. So if we use the internal finishes, once you click here now, you can just pick on this point, then you will come here and it will bring out a menu for you like this. Now you can see this menu is under form. You can go to input to change some informations. You can see floor finishing, ceiling finish, cornice, internal, and all of that. You can go deep into the menu and change the informations to suit whatever you want to actually have. But these ones are information that involves maybe texture, width, texture, height, and all of that. But you can leave all this information by default. But if you want to take your time to set it so that you have a good template for yourself, fine, you can do that. All you need to do is to click the point you want, the first point. The good thing about this is it's very flexible. I can take it this way. I can even decide to leave here because this should be a toilet. This is the toilet. So I can probably, if I just want to get the one for just the room, you can see as I'm going, it's actually following me. It's very flexible. The tool is very flexible, and you can see it's telling you per square meter. So it's more accurate than what we used yesterday. I'm sure this should be very accurate. So once you get to the last end, all you need to do is just to double click on it. That's all. Then you can go to the next area you want to take. So if you want to take that of your toilet, you can take that of your toilet. Pick one. So this highlight that is giving you can actually be taken off if you don't want it to be giving you all of these highlights. You can see the highlight is causing some little obstructions here, but all you need to do is just to so if I pick the second point, it's very flexible. It follows anywhere you want to take it to, it goes. So this is my second. Once I get to where I want to stop, I can double click if I want to continue with the floor. So once I double click, you can see it will allow me to continue with the tool. So if I want to pick and know the area here, I can just go by this and pick okay, I think this one goes this way straight, but you know this is foundation layout anyway.
all these things you should have done on the ground floor.
This is foundation layout, so that's for the purpose of demonstration anyway. You can see that it's actually a very simple software to learn, most especially if you already have the templates. It makes your work way more easier and way more faster. So all I need to do is just to keep following and dropping all where I want them. So if I double click, it goes. So let's say I assuming this is where I want to stop. So this information, I can delete this information if I don't want it to be displaying like this. So the reason why I'm even having this display is from a settings. There is a setting I need to actually turn off so that it doesn't show full all of this information is giving me all the time. fix. All right, let's continue. So I have been able to do the takeoff of this particular area for my floor finishing. So
please, whichever dimension or whichever takeoff you want to do, maybe you want to take off for the block work in the substructure, you go to this place,
yes,
the template,
yes,
then you click on the substructure, right?
yes. This is substructure now. I'll click on substructure. Look at substructure.
The block work.
And I'll click on this drop down block work, and then I'll pick block work.
And then you come and start the measurement.
Let's take it. If I click on this now.
What is that blue green thing there?
This one?
No, sir.
This is just like the picker. What helps you to, yes. So it pops out a menu for me like this. Now on this menu, I can specify the height of the block. This will be block on substructure. That's at the foundation level. Now the width of that block, let's say, is you can also check from the list. Sometimes it will give you lists. So this is 0.23, which is okay. And then I will click on OK. You can come to the input here to check some informations. Probably you want to do some little editing, because you can set a block work height automatically, so that you don't have to be imputing all of those informations all over anytime you want to do. And you personally, you can also create your own template like this easily from here. So if I click on OK now, all I need to do now is to start taking off. Now I will just pick, I will take my line. Now it's important that you put your line from the edge of this instead of the way I picked it earlier on. So I'll pick it again. A menu is going to pop up. All I need to do is just to double click here. If I double click here, you can see the menu has popped up for me. So I will type the height 1.5.
No, it didn't come.
Sir?
The typing didn't come.
And it will 1.5. Then I will type 0.23. I'll select that, and then I'll click on OK. Now I have to pick from the edge so that it will fit into the blocks. It will fit in like this, and you see it following me anywhere I go. So I'm taking off from my blocks.
Why don't you pick the point from the grid line?
Center to center. You can, but you know, this dimension, the settings we did, we set it that this one that is coming now, that we are using to take off, is exactly the width of the exact block that is supposed to be here.
Okay.
I don't know if it is making sense.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. So the thickness is exact. So you can take out your time to do takeoff for all the block works in the entire building, and you can see how fast and smooth it is. So wherever I want to, or I feel like to stop, I can just stop there.
So we can stop here and probably continue.
Yes, if I double click now, you can see I have stopped here. I can continue from here now.
We'll continue, right click,
left click,
okay,
to continue. I can drop it here and double click. And
what you are doing, it's adding up to,
yes, everything will be adding. If I click here, I can continue. I can double click, then I can click here to continue. So that's basically all I need to do.
Okay.
draw my this thing. So if you check all of this now, it's going to give you at this side, at the left hand side of your screen, you will see that I have 156.2 square meter.
By the length we've picked so far. Okay.
Yes, by the length, you know, it is square meter. That's length times height.
I've seen it.
So if you multiply that, it's going to give you that particular value. So right now we are getting the actual real value that we are supposed to get. So it's basically almost the same thing for literally everything you want to take off for. Let's say we want to take off for lintel. Let's go to where, you know, a lintel has a reinforcement inside. Like I told you, Planswift is very simple. It's something that in 2 classes we can even finish. 2-3 classes we can finish. It's that simple. Provided you already have a good foundation in QS. If you have a foundation, which I know you already have a good foundation in it. So let's say I want to import the architectural drawing. You know, I already have my structural drawing here, and I want to import my architectural drawing. By this side you can see add pages, so I can add another one. So all I need to do is click on next, and then this is my architectural drawing. I'll click on next, and I'll click on next. I'll click on finish.
I think this software is basically what we do on manually. What we do manually. So you are moving from the manual aspect to the electronic aspect.
Exactly. So you see, this one will save you more time.
Yeah. You need a stress on when it comes to my table full a whole lot of papers. Oh my goodness.
This one will save you more time. Actually, I'm always forgetting to check that thing. I don't know. I'm used to not.
I think the more you do, you get more information. Now, I can take off for finishes, and then what of? Okay, that one the same. That one is like when it comes to plastering work. As soon as I have the area,
that's all.
Multiplication by 2.
Exactly.
And then what of the reinforcement?
That's what I want to demonstrate for you now.
Okay. You don't know what is the roofing.
See now.
Beams and then
see, this is an architectural drawing. For example, in my architectural drawing, I want to introduce a lintel for this. Lintel here, lintel here.
In Ghana, we normally do the lintel all over the perimeter.
So however you want to do it, it's the same principle. It's just a principle that you can replicate for however you want it. So if you come to in Nigeria, we don't, except there are cases where you take it round, but to save cost, sometimes you don't go.
Just in school, we're taught just the openings.
Just the opening area, exactly.
So just the opening.
So in superstructure now, you come to your superstructure, you come to concrete works. So under these concrete works, you can do for any reinforced concrete.
Good. Okay.
You can see lintel, you can see column, you can see roof beam, you can see concrete fascia, you can see suspended floor slab.
Concrete beams.
So if you want to do for lintel, for example, now, all I need to do is just to double click on my lintel, click on this point. You can see this tool requires you to scale the page. Sorry, you know, I just imported this one.
Scale.
So I can just click on the scale tool and check this is 3. So I will type 3 and then I will press OK. Then I will take my first point as, sorry, you can simply just zoom if you are not getting it the way you want it, and then I will drop this one here. So I have been able to scale it, but you know the dimension is not showing because of the settings. Okay, it has even come up. So this is lintel. Now you need to specify the width, then you need to specify the depth, of the lintel. Then you can see they are all in meters. Then this
The width should have been 150 or
width, no, it goes with the width of the block now. If your block is 230, it will go with it. It takes the shape of your block.
because the block when it places on the flat surface, then you get 0.23. But when it's on edge, you get it 0.15.
150 if you are using a 150 size of block.
Okay.
It's 150 when the block is 150. It's 230 when the block is 230.
That's what I want.
So you know, from the beginning we have assumed 230 size of block from the beginning.
Okay. So that's what. Okay.
So it's 230 when the block work is 230. Then the extension, if you want to have an extension, we can have an extension here. Then all I need to do is to click on OK. So it's similar, just like the way you take for your wall. You can see I drop. Then if I want to drop it here, all I need to do is just to double click at that point, and then it will stop here. Double click. You can see I have takeoff for that. And then if I click here, double click, I have takeoff for that. Click here, I will double click. I have also taken off for this. So let's say this is just what I want to take off for example. You know, it's the same process everywhere. So once you are able to get for one, that's all you need to do now is, if you come to your takeoff summary, you will see under lintel, concrete in lintel, you can see reinforcement in lintel. So if I click on reinforcement in lintel, you can see a menu has actually popped up for me. But sorry, let me take that point again. You know, the lintel I took is 3. We have 3. We have 1, we have 2, we have 3. Now if I come to reinforcement in lintel, okay, it didn't bring that menu. There was a menu I wanted to show you. No problem. See, if you come to this form now, it will now bring out this menu for us. Now this menu helps you or tells you, from here you can select the diameter of the reinforcement. For your lintel, let's say it's Y12, and then the bar weight,
0.88.
pick the weight of that bar. Then the number of your straight bars,
they're going to be 4.
so you pick that. Then this is it. This one is just number of straight bars. It's just telling you. Then your concrete cover, that one mostly it comes in a case where you have a structural design. Definitely you follow what the, even the reinforcement, all of them comes from the structural design. So the number of covers that you have, definitely you have at the top, you have at the bottom of that this thing, you have bends. All of this is considered also from the structural design. So but let's assume that that bend is at 200 mm, for example. So we adopt that, but you know, they are not constant. It comes from the drawing. Everything is from the drawing. The number of bend is 2. Then the extension, let's assume, is 0.46. Once you do that, you can click on OK. So it will take off for that for you as well. Now you can see it's 11.6 from 0.96.
Okay. What is the unit?
This one is in meters now.
Okay.
It's in meters.
Because on the actual vehicle, the vehicle, you know, it's sometimes kilogram or ton. Currently, the new NRM is in tons.
Okay. This one is just telling you the length. Then you from so there
you convert.
You can convert, and you know it has a report. To
So
generate a report for us.
Because we selected the 0. The width per kilogram. So you should be able to give us the whether in kilogram or per ton.
Exactly.
So you go to report.
I'm there now. It's loading.
Okay.
It's loading. So you can see this is the reports on Lintel. So you come to your reinforcement lintel, you can see, okay, this one is the unit in kilogram. The
That's what I'm
quantity
asking.
is 11.996.
Kilogram.
Yes, kilogram.
Yes, because we chose
Yes,
the weight per length.
it's true. It's true. So,
Okay.
so this is it. It's interesting,
nice.
have you?
Nice. But what I want to know, maybe, okay, I think the machine should be able to develop that. You have your ground floor, first floor, second floor, third floor, to whichever level that the structure is going. So immediately you click on the drawing. Maybe second floor.
You have already imported
the drawings.
So you can go back to, if
the level that
even if it is 50 floors,
you can still
just go to that level and work on it.
And that's all.
The software will automatically give you all the information.
I'm okay. You want to stretch yourself. When it comes to quantities, when the measurement the measurement is my food. So now, what I want to know is that this man will talk and talk and talk. Please, let me
No
talk
problem.
to
Take
my
your
old
time.
boy.
Take your time. Let me pause the record a bit.
Baba.
So it will help you to be able to tell all of that.
Okay.
Yes. So that is one important tool you need to.
It's all about what you want to do, what you want to take.
Yeah.
Know the commands and the tool to use.
Know the tools. Very important. Once you know the tools, you are good to go. And yesterday I showed you how to know the number of columns, number of.
But then the machine was
using counting. So I can demonstrate that to you today.
What is that attachment meant for?
They are the documents that are attached. That's what it is. So this is takeoff summary. That's what I'm working on now. They will come here. If I want to go back to my pages, I will just click on I will click on pages and it brings me back here. So if this is what I was working on the other time, I can come back here. Now I'm here. It's always important that you make use of
the template.
This one. So this one will help you to do whatever you want to do. So if you want to have a count, you can easily count. But when it comes to counting here, you can as well use this. This one, you can see single click count, but this single click count is not always very good for you to make use of. You can use the square. Since most of the columns here are square columns, you can just pick the square count. This one will help you to know how many number of columns that are in the building. So you can give this one a name, column number numbers. So I'll click on OK. So all I need to do now is just to be clicking. You can see it's giving me
the count.
I have two columns here. That's an expansion joint. So most especially in a case where you have all the columns are the same, you can just count and know. So that is that.
Okay. So now you have 12 columns now.
Yes, I have that.
The information. Column number is 12. That's how we've counted.
Exactly.
Them. Okay.